evening. Welcome to Sports Bar. Me, Jason Kern, alongside the legend that is Mr. Dean Saunders. Crystal Palace are Europa Conference League champions, by the way. A little ripple there, Dino. Come on, matey. A little ripple there. They've beaten Rayo Vallecano 1-0 in Leipzig tonight, thanks to a JP Mateta winner. Could it be his last game, though, as a Palace player in Glasgow? Is it his last game? Well, it definitely is. How will he be remembered? Crystal Palace, 03717223344. Elsewhere, we're getting the latest on Anthony Gordon's potential move to Barcelona. Yes, you heard that correctly. There's a tug of war for Anthony Gordon between Bayern Munich and Barcelona. From what I've spoken to the Newcastle fans, they're quite happy to let him go, as long as the price is right. 03717223344. And there is, of course, a small matter of a Champions League finals to look forward to this Saturday night. Up to PSG. Get involved. We cannot do the show without no calls, no sports, but 03717223344. And a reminder, you can now watch us live on YouTube and Smart TV. This is the Sports Bar live here on talkSPORT. Yo, 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 good evening, everyone. Welcome. Mr. Dean Saunders alongside me for the next 2.5 hours. Dino, how are you, bud?
Very good. I was just writing down.
What are you writing down, mate?
What we're going to talk about tonight. Do you know a lot happens in a week?
What have you written on?
On a napkin.
What do you mean? What have you written on a napkin?
Oh, so that's talkSPORT. That's all we've
No,
got.
it's not talkSPORT. You got paper.
I don't know.
Show. Okay, listen. Show the watching millions, right?
Big pen.
Right. Show what you've written down. I can't wait to see this.
What I've written down.
Come on.
Things that are happening in a week that we've all wanted to talk about, and some of it's old news. So obviously Palace won tonight. Big game tonight.
Can I have a look at that? Can I have a look at the napkin?
Yeah. Saturday we got Arsenal. Saturday we got Arsenal against PSG. Big game. Then we had Hull City getting promoted.
Yep.
We had Southampton getting chucked out.
Spygate.
We've got West Ham getting relegated.
Yep.
Spurs staying up.
Yep. It's Pep leaving.
Pep leaving. Anthony Gordon.
Yep.
70 million.
Yep.
No Trent in the England squad. Foden, no Palmer. Lots, or Gibbs White. Lots of things have happened in a week.
Mate, it's been nuts.
Hasn't it?
Been a crazy, crazy end to the season.
And now we've got the World Cup coming up soon.
Mate, it's just round the corner.
I got to be honest, I can't wait for the World Cup. I'm not going.
Why are you not going?
Because Wales never qualified.
Did they not make it?
And on top of that, right? On top of that, we're struggling at the rugby. Wales, we're struggling at the football.
I didn't. I forgot. I forgot Wales didn't get there, Dino. Sorry,
I know. Don't worry. You know, there's a lot of anti-Welsh in this station. Don't worry about that. Yeah, we've got
English anyway.
So tomorrow night, the darts.
Yeah.
The Premier League darts, I will be watching.
Yeah.
Johnny Clayton, Gerwyn Price, flying the flag for Wales. I played golf with Mark Williams in the week.
Right.
The world
a few names now, aren't you?
Three-time world champion. He'll keep us above board. Mark Williams, he'll win something.
So basically, you're relying on snooker and darts to keep the Welsh flag flying high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glamorgan. Golf. We used to have Ian Woosnam. Golf. I've not seen. Somebody will say there's a Welsh golfer that's up there, but not on the leaderboard every week on the PGA. No. There's not a Welsh golfer. What's
happened to Welsh sport, Dino? What's happened? Is it crumbling at the seams, mate? Is it just coming apart? Is it? I mean, if you're relying on, look, we all love the darts.
Yeah.
Right. If you're relying on darts and snooker,
yeah.
I mean, snooker's not even a sport.
Snooker.
It's not a sport.
You're having a laugh, aren't you?
Well, it's not, is it?
Snooker's brilliant. Yeah.
No, it's brilliant, but it's not sport. Anyway, let's forget that. I don't want to have that.
No, you said that about darts. You've changed your tune now.
Darts ain't a sport. They're both not sport.
They are.
They're not.
Of course they are.
Right, let's move on. I don't have this conversation. I've had enough rows with people over that. I can't have that.
Anyway, so that was a bit harsh on Southampton, wasn't it?
I thought so.
Kicking them out.
I thought so. Yeah, I thought.
Wrong, what they done, but
is it that bad?
Did the time fit the crime?
Is it that bad? I mean, spying on a training session.
Well, I have said that as a manager, you can learn a lot if someone's watching a training session, right, on a Wednesday, say, and you're playing them on Saturday, and the lad comes back to you, you know, the lad that was hiding behind the tree with the camera, he comes back to you and said, for example, just something like, well, they were doing team shape, they played 4-3-3, Andy Carroll's playing, You're getting
tidbits.
No.
You're not getting.
No.
Anyway, listen. We need to talk about Conference League tonight.
Yeah, let's talk about.
We
Crystal
need to
Palace.
talk about Crystal Palace. Can we just have a little round of applause here for Crystal Palace?
Yeah, well done. Well done, Palace.
Well done, them. So that's 2 out of 3 so far for English clubs. Hopefully that's it. We do not want Arsenal picking up the third to make it a hat-trick, but incredible stuff for them. And they, of course...
Cruise to victory.
Well,
Cruised.
They did, but it was tight. But they
missed some chances to bury the game.
Yeah, they deserve to win. There's no doubt about that. But a Crystal Palace fan now, right? And they have been knocking around for well over 100 years. They won their first major piece of silverware last May in the FA Cup final against Man City. Then the opening game of the season, or the curtain raiser, as you like to call it, they won the Community Shield. And then you fast forward another 10 months after that, and they lift their first European trophy, first final they've ever been in. Unbelievable season, but it's not been plain sailing for Palace. It wasn't that long ago, around about November, I seem to remember, November and December, where Mateta wanted out. Glasner looked like he wanted to be pushed. Fair play to Steve Parish. Sat tight. The fans were phoning up the sports bar, absolutely hating their football club. Want Mateta out, want Glasner gone. But it's amazing. All of a sudden, football is it's incredible. Fast forward.
I think the fans
5 months,
deserve it, Jace. The fans.
Yeah, fine. No, well done. I'm pleased for them.
I actually said this. They're the most hostile fans in the Premier League.
Oh, they're not.
I think they are.
What, more hostile than
They
Leeds?
sing all the way through the game.
Yeah, I know, but Leeds...
Bouncing.
Mate, come on.
No, Leeds were, but I think Crystal Palace somehow have took over.
It's noisy. I wouldn't say hostile.
Noisy.
Oh, yeah. Leeds is horrible. Ellen Road,
And the ground. Yeah, but Sellers Park's not like some... It's a tight ground, old-fashioned ground. By the way, that's another subject.
Go on.
Do you not think stadiums are just all look the same now?
The new ones?
Boring.
Villa doesn't.
Villa's not new, is it?
No, but a lot.
The new stadiums they're building.
Well, they've got to look shiny.
But
can't build a new stadium, make it look like an old one, like Wembley, right? Wembley.
But the first time it came into my head was in Qatar, when we were at the World Cup, and every stadium I went to was magnificent, but looked like the last one.
There is something about losing that old traditional, that Highbury, for example, right?
Yeah.
The marble, the
character.
Yes. Yeah, Villa's kept it. Goodison Park's one of those. But listen, we digress. We're not talking about old football stadiums. We're talking about the Europa Conference League winners, Crystal Palace, their first European trophy. Another ripple of them. Let's go to the lines. The dance floor is open to you, Eagles fans. 03717 2233 4. Let's go and speak to Craig, who's a Palace fan. All right, Craig?
Hi, Craig.
How's it going?
All right, matey. Oh, his voice is gone.
Yeah.
Your voice is gone, mate. It's gone. It's gone. I've got a wife and kids in the car.
Congratulations.
Mate, buzzing.
Yeah,
Honestly, buzzing.
Where'd you watch the game? Did you watch it? Is there a fan park somewhere?
We went to Sellers Park and watched it there. They had screens on and all that, mate. Pitch invasion at the end. I was going to go to Leipzig, but the kids wanted me to stay, and I'm so glad that I stayed with the kids and Kelly and went to Sellers Park. It was amazing.
The game was quite stress free, wasn't it? I know, like at the end you were thinking you're only a goal up. But...
They had about 15, 20 minutes in the second half, but never really looked like hurting us. I mean, it was pretty plain sailing all the way.
So can I ask you, Craig? You said there that you stayed with Kelly and the kids, right?
Yeah.
Is there a part of you now thinking, wish I'd gone out there, made the effort? Is there a part of you that's thinking that? No, Kelly, I'm not talking to you yet, Kelly. I'll come to you in a minute.
On his own, you mean?
100%. I wish I was there, but that's a memory with my kids. Will last forever because I didn't take them to the FA Cup final. I didn't take them to the FA Cup final. I'd done that on my own, but I took them to the Community Shields. Right. We all done the Community Shields. So, but that there was a once in a lifetime.
Yeah. Where are you going? Where are you going now?
We're on our way home. To be fair, we're only 20 minutes down the road in Whiteleaf.
Well, listen, what an unbelievable night, and congratulations. What an unbelievable last 12 months it's been for you guys. Were you one of them, Craig, that wanted Glasner gone, Steve Parish was getting it in the neck? It was a very unhappy club. Get rid of him.
I love him.
Right, okay.
I love Glasner. I've loved Glasner. We won the FA Cup, greatest day ever, apart from today. the greatest day ever. And like Ambrose said today at the pitch, he ain't heard noise like that at Wembley ever. Do you know what I mean? The noise on the final was amazing. And then today, do you know what I mean? With a European, but before Arsenal, before this big team, Arsenal Football Club, Crystal Palace have lifted a European Cup before them, so they can't say nothing. And I second what you said earlier. Let's hope they don't win it on Saturday night, because their fans are disgusting.
Listen, that's a bit harsh there, Craig. You've ended that, mate.
Their fans
Mate, you've ended it on a no.
mate.
Come on.
Cundy, you know it as well.
No, listen.
I watch TikTok.
Yeah.
I've seen you say it many a time.
Yeah, but I don't. Disgusting's a bit harsh, mate. It's a bit harsh.
All right, not disgusting, but they're deluded.
Well, they're
deluded.
Well, and let's stick with disgusting.
I think you've got to enjoy the night with the kids and your wife. You've got to enjoy the way, and then in a week's time start worrying about who's going to nick your best players. Because
why have you done that to him?
No, I'm not.
Why have you done that to him?
Because they do every year, don't they? And they get the best players
Craig
nicked.
and Kelly are going home with the kids, opening a bottle of champagne, having a great night in.
Yeah.
And then you've just absolutely weed all over the chips.
Because they've won that trophy despite losing their best players.
Yeah, but hold on.
They've lost 3 or 4, haven't they, last summer?
Well, they have, and the season before.
Yeah. And they're going to... Ian Wright left to go to Arsenal. You can go back that far.
Righty.
Palace, no, they're going to lose the best players. Because the vultures circle and nick.
Well, Wharton, it feels like Wharton's probably the next cab off the rank, right?
But I wouldn't worry about it for a week.
Congratulations, Europa Conference League winners 2026. Of course, that gives them now a pathway straight in to the Europa League next season. I wonder what Forest fans are thinking right now, because we all know what happened with Marinakis, and we know that Crystal Palace screwed up and they got things wrong. They then got demoted from the Conference League, from the Europa League into the Conference League, and Forest went the other way. Now, all of a sudden, you look back and you think, wow, I just wonder whether Forest fans are thinking, could we have just bitten the bullet, so to speak, and take that on the chins and move on? But congratulations. I'd love to hear Forest fans phone up. Congratulations, Palace. 03717 2233 44. Let's go back to the lines. Let's go and speak to Lawrence, who's a Palace fan. He goes.
Hi, Lawrence.
Hiya.
All right, Lowell.
Oh, mate, I'm living the dream. I was at Selhurst Park tonight, and it's not often in my 25 years that I'm speechless, but it's one of those moments. I mean, lost for words. What?
Well, don't be, because you phoned up national radio.
Shit, you're not wrong, but I remember being at the FA Cup not all that long ago and thinking, you know what, if it stops here and I die having seen Palace won a trophy, it's been a good life. And here we are, 2 more trophies later. Yeah. I'm with my dad, who was on the pitch in '79 too.
Wow. So what was bigger? Sorry, Dana. What was bigger in your mind? Was it the FA Cup final? Or is it tonight? What gives you that wow factor more?
It's a good question. I think I'm biased and leaning towards the FA Cup because I was there and I was there at the semi-final, and I'd say I was maybe slightly more invested in the build-up. And there's something about being British that it's weaved into the fibre of your being. The FA Cup, you just grow up with it, don't you?
Of course.
Yeah.
This is his dad, right? I'll answer that for you.
Okay. What's your name, Dad? What's your name, Dad?
Pete. I had my first season ticket at Palace in 1970, and I'll tell you the biggest games were Stockport and Sheffield Wednesday, when we avoided dropping down to the 3rd division as it was then, on the last day of the season, and Sheffield Wednesday, where we literally survived as a club. So it's not always, there's lots of different dynamics, and when you're a smaller community club, it's not just pot hunting, right? It's those experiences that sort of define what Palace supporters really are.
So you would have watched the team of the 80s?
Yeah. I mean, I was on the Selhurst pitch tonight, and the last time I was on the Selhurst pitch was at the end of the Burnley game in 1979.
It's illegal.
When we had...
No,
I know.
I'm joking.
At that match, we had 51,000, as you probably know. And I spent the last 5 minutes of the game pretty much standing by John Burridge's goalpost.
Right.
Because the crowd just overflowed.
Yeah. Have you got? You still there, Pete? You seem to go quiet at the end of that. Pete, you still there?
Yeah.
I just wonder, have you boys got anything to say to Nottingham Forest fans? Because there's a bit of an angst between the pairings. I get it from both sides, in all honesty.
Well, I haven't got anything to say that I could say on the radio.
No, try. Tailor your words. You're a grown man. You're a mature adult.
I'll let my son answer that. He's got better manners than I have.
I think I've got a reserve judgment after you told off the last guy for saying Arsenal were what was the word?
No, be careful. Yeah, no, he said. Yeah, I thought it was over the top. But yeah, go on.
I'd say, look, I
use that same word if you want.
Based on the feelings I've had over the last few years of winning with my own club, I'd say I wish the same feelings towards anyone else. You know,
Jace, what I would actually say is, Forest fans think we have a problem with them. We don't. I mean, they got in the the Europa League, and that's fair enough. The problem we had was with Marinakis, who was angling to get them in the league when he didn't have to. You know, UEFA kicked us out. They would have got that spot anyway. And if he just shut up, then it would have been down to UEFA. But the way he was petitioning them and writing letters and working the media, that's what left a bad taste. And it's Marinakis we have a problem with, not Forest.
Do you know what, Pete? You've had enough pain, and to win what you've won in the last 2 years, as a Palace fan, it must make your life.
It's just, I mean, football's all about that. These are the moments that we're fans, right? And you won plenty of stuff as a player, but there's a fan. These are the moments that you go home and for the rest of your days. Yeah. Rest of your days, this goes to the grave with you. Can't replace it, mate.
Well, I mean, unless you're one of the big hitters, you lose more games than you win.
Of course.
Don't you, over the years?
Of course. Well, of course.
And you're always in despair at some point. And Palace have been fighting relegation.
But this Conference League, Chelsea won it last year. I don't want to, talk down on it, but I don't want to be in the conference. Chelsea shouldn't be there. It is for clubs like Palace. It is for clubs like West Ham. It is for clubs like Bournemouth. This is what it's about. It's about gaining experience, winning a trophy in Europe, up against similar sides, and go in there and this is what happens. You get you come back with a piece of silverware.
Look at West Ham.
No, but that's...
Turn the clock back 2 years. David Moyes
that's another story,
leads them to a cup.
That's another story. Yeah.
Then they get fed up with the style of football.
Yeah, got bumped.
Sack him. Yeah. And look what's happened.
Careful what you wish for. You're right. Let's speak to Adam, a Palace fan. All right, Ad, congratulations.
Hi, Adam.
How's it going, boys? You all right?
Matey, where you been tonight? Where you watch it?
So do you know what? I've just been looking at your building. I've been looking at the news building. I've been at the
Come in. Come up. 17th floor. Come and see us.
Can I? I don't think they'll let me in, will
Do you know
they?
what? I think we will. I've got a thumbs up from my producer. If you come in now, we will get you live on the sports bar. Right? Who are you with, Ad?
Will you, though?
Adam.
I'm currently stood outside the Spoons. If I walk up there, will you let me in?
What Spoons? How many you had?
I've not had too many.
Right, listen. I tell you what, Adam, who are you with?
I'm with I'm with 4 other lads.
Listen, okay, here's a question for you, right?
Yeah.
Are you all going to be well behaved?
Absolutely, 100%.
Right. This is now a sports bar promise. If you come now to the news building, and you say you've spoken to us, right? You turn up now with your mates. My producer will come down. We'll get you, and we'll get you live on air in the studio. But you've got to promise 100%. Me no foul language, no potty mouth.
Mate, 100%.
Right? How are you going to be?
Half of the people I'm with are my dad's mates. My dad's passed away.
Right.
He's a long life Palace fan. I spoke to you guys. I spoke to you and Jay on FA Cup final day.
Right.
And I did a little shout out to my dad. So
right. Listen,
the people I'm with tonight are all good people.
You can give your dad a shout out.
I promise.
You can give your dad a shout out live on the sports bar. If you turn up now, no potty mouth. I trust you, right? You sound like a lovely boy.
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
How long are you going to be? Seriously, don't say 5 minutes if you're going to be 6.
No.
I tell you what, stay on the line. Stay on the line. My producer's going to speak to you now, and he will make sure that you and your mates come in here and you can come and tell us all about it, all right?
Lovely. See you in a bit.
You're not allowed to bring any weapons with you either.
No, don't do that. Ad, get yourself here now. Finish your pint and get down there, okay?
Yeah, nice one. See you in a sec.
All right, bud. See you in a minute. There he is, Adam, a Crystal Palace fan, who happens to be just around the corner here at London Bridge.
Have you got the authority to do that?
Do you know what?
There's 8 security guards outside.
Do you know what? I actually don't know.
You've just made it up. You promised him.
I've looked at my producer, and he just kind of give me a thumbs up, and I trust my producer. And I've now promised. It's a sports bar promise.
Now he's shaking.
No, he's not. He's not. No, he's not.
He's hiding behind.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's put his thumb up.
That's what we do here on the Sports Bar. It's all about the fans. Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Sports Bar. Me, Jason, alongside Dean Saunders. A reminder, we have a brand new Sports Bar podcast, which is out now, featuring all the best bits from the show. Still to come on tonight, they've got rates on Anthony Gordon's transfer, tug of war between Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Wow. Look ahead to this weekend's Champions League final up the PSG and a return of the midnight train. But first, Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner has been speaking to TNT after a historic Conference League win this evening about how much the trophy means to the club.
Yes, thank you very much, but I have to forward it to the players, to the team, because it was the game how we expected it, but I think we played incredible 15 minutes after halftime where we scored the goal where we could have decided it, and then at the end we defended so well, and so yeah, fantastic evening, and I think it's really this group of players, this club, these fans deserve to win the Conference League, so that's why I'm really, really pleased tonight.
Victorious manager there of Crystal Palace, Oliver Glasner, speaking to our friends at TNT. We're just seeing images of what was going on at Selhurst Park, and it looks nuts. Absolutely looks nuts. Brilliantly done by Crystal Palace. Congratulations to Mark Bright, good friend of ours in the station, and Steve Parrish, and everyone connected with the football club. Without further ado, let's go to the lines. Let's go and speak to Martin, who's a Palace fan. All right, Mark?
Hi, Mark.
Hello, mate.
Congratulations, bud.
Thank you very much. My first time ever calling the channel. Oh. I'm walking down the street with thousands of Palace fans.
So are you in Crystal? Are you at Selhurst Park tonight?
No, I'm at Leipzig.
Oh, you're out there. No, I didn't know that. Oh, well,
no.
Tell us about it then, matey. Tell us about your trip.
Absolutely fantastic. It's been absolutely brilliant over here. Everything works, which is a major bonus, you know, like trains work and are on time, planes are on time, stuff like that, which really helps. Yeah. And, it was just great. And what a night. But the reason I called in was because my friend messaged me and said talkSPORT had been going on about how good the Palace fans were. And I just wanted to say I was kind of slightly over in the Raya half, on the sort of the edge, well, you know, whatever. And
in between the pair.
They were fantastic. The Raya fans were just absolutely amazing tonight. We had such a good time with them. Seriously, it was one of them. It was so emotional, the whole thing, because they'd never won anything, right? No. And I feel almost, and it sounds bad, right? I felt bad that we lost. We won. Because they've never won any. You know, like when we won the cup.
Come on, Martin. Honestly, come on. You can't. Come on, mate. Come on. You don't feel bad.
Okay. No, I don't. No, you're right. I don't. Because the other thing is, Brighton are they're in the Conference League, aren't they, next year?
They
is that right?
Yeah. Brighton the Conference.
They're in the.
Bournemouth, one of them.
So if they are in the Conference League next year, there's a good chance they're going to win it.
Yeah.
However, now we're in the Europa, which is absolutely fantastic. But have you seen the teams in the Europa?
Yeah, there's some decent teams in there, mate.
Step up, isn't it?
Oh, my God. Yeah. AC Milan, Juventus. Big
dogs.
Very, very, very big dogs. Anyway, that's it, mate.
Where are you going? Where are you going now, Mark? What does the evening look like for you from now on?
The evening looks like I'm just following a crowd of people down the road. I have no idea where we're going. Do we know where we're going?
Must be a couple
of where you're going, mate?
Late establishments you can find yourself in, Mark?
I think we will find somewhere that must be open, for sure. We've had the most fantastic day today.
On a different subject, just while you're on, off the top of your head, how much does it cost you to get there and back?
Actually, not a massive amount of money, funny enough. So what happened was a friend of mine had booked a flight from Gatwick to Berlin. And then he decided he was going to go Big spots. Thank you. Big spots. Thank you. And then took a trip, like direct flight to Leipzig, and said
if you just change the name, I'll change the name for you. So that was 120 quid.
Right.
And then I booked the train. That was 25 quid back and 50 quid.
Hotel?
Hang on. Then I was on Skyscanner, and I'm actually going to Romania for the first time in my life tomorrow. Can't wait. Sorry, Bucharest.
Yeah.
Bucharest. Sorry, I just get away from that noise.
Yeah, isn't the Champions League finals there, right?
Yeah, I might be going a little bit early.
Sorry.
No, yeah, I'm not going Budapest. I'm going Bucharest. This is my problem.
Mm-hmm.
I need to make sure I get my Bucharest and my Budapests in order tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So I've done that for £20 from Berlin to Bucharest, and 70 quid from Bucharest to Stansted.
Right.
Not my ideal destination when you come from Croydon, but beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
So all in, that was 270, and then.
Done well. Well, listen, you're going to need some money tonight, Mark. If you end up in Angels.
Okay.
All right. All right. Don't. My advice is don't put it on the credit card. All right.
Cash.
Yeah. Pay bangers and mash only. All right. Bangers and mash. Listen, Mark. Have a safe journey. 03717223344. Let's go and speak to Tony. He's a Palace fan. All right, Tone. Congratulations, bud.
Tone.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
Well done.
Not bad, Tone. Where are you? Where'd you watch it?
In Edinburgh, with my dad.
Okay.
So my dad's from Croydon. So by default I'm a Crystal Palace fan, but I love it. And do you know what? I just wanted to phone up and say, you know what, Jamie, I don't agree with you very much, but see what you said about, you know, it is a small competition. It's not the cup with the big ears, you know. Yeah, it's not, but it's a stepping stone for small teams, and that's why this was made. That's what this the UEFA president said. That's why it was introduced. You know, so you know, and then that's the next step up for us again.
Yeah,
you know, and it's it's fantastic. You know, it's just a brilliant feeling. You know, you guys both of you as well.
I was just thinking there. Have Palace got a Scottish player playing for them?
Scottish?
Yeah.
They're Doogie Friedman.
No.
Doogie was Scottish, wasn't he? Doogie Friedman.
Yeah, big Doogie, aye.
Right,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to think now.
I'm trying to think of one.
Unless you,
It's not one, is there?
Unless you can. But that don't matter, Tone. Tone's dad's from Croydon.
I was just thinking.
How old's your dad, Tone? How old's your dad?
My dad's 62.
Right, okay. Well, I'm trying to think if I went clubbing with him at some stage, mate. I'm a little bit younger than your dad. Black
you
Orchid.
played for us.
Huh?
I've got a picture of you. Well, Crystal Palace top on, Mr. Cundy.
You got a picture of me?
May I say?
You played for Palace?
What's a Palace?
Yeah.
You played for Palace?
I was there for a month.
Was he on loan?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, right? Played 4 games, won 3, drew 1. Never lost in a Palace shirt.
No mistakes?
I've made a few, obviously.
May I say, by the way, I just want to say to yourself, every night I listen to you. I used to phone all the time. I've stopped phoning as much now, but I get honestly, you crack me up, and you're brilliant, and I really appreciate. I really appreciate.
Well, do you know what, Tone? Do you know what, right? Yeah. That's very kind, but make sure you phone up more, mate. All right, it's a safe space. Phone up, have some fun.
Can I say to Dean? My mum's Welsh, so Yaki Da, Dean.
Yaki Da, where's she from in Wales?
What does that mean, Yaki Daddy? What's Yaki Daddy?
Holyhead.
Where's she from?
Yaki Da. Holyhead.
Holyhead, North Wales.
Yaki Daddy.
Right on Anglesey. Have you been there?
Yeah.
Holyhead.
Yes. Oh, I used to go every year for my holidays.
Oh, yes, lovely. Anglesey, yeah. Magnificent.
What's it called?
There's Anglesey and Holyhead's right there. Yeah.
What's the beaches like?
Magnificent.
Much love.
Yeah.
Much love to the sports bar.
You know, Prince William lived there.
And thank you so
Big
much.
Willie?
Willie lived there with
Willie
Kate.
lived there, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
What?
Yeah.
Big Willie.
Big Willie, listen, Dino told me that. Tony, you're an angel. Thanks very much, bud. Good luck and congratulations.
Well done.
Guys.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Holyhead, is that the...
Holyhead is, there's an army base there, isn't there? Like the Air Force or something.
Any nightclubs around Holyhead that you should be?
I've not been there that much because it's North Wales. It's actually, if you drove from Anglesey to Swansea, How long do you think it'd
Apparently, it's
take?
the Piranha Club.
Where? I've never been there.
Why are you winking at me?
I'm not winking at you. How far do you think it would be to travel from
Mate, I'm just
Holyhead?
asking about what night. What it's called the Piranha Club and Lounge.
No.
No?
No. I've not gone into that much depth.
Dino,
to
have you been?
Anglesey.
Have
No.
you been to the?
No.
Pri-
No, I've not been. Do you know what? I've not been
Mate,
there that much.
Apparently, Rhino, the producer, just said he googled your name in the Holyhead Gazette.
Yeah.
You seen stumbling out of the Piranha Club.
No chance. No, never heard of it. Why are you starting that rumour off?
1997, apparently. Where were you at 97? Who are you playing for?
97. Where was I?
Apparently, it was a Friday night for a game.
97. I was at Sheffield United, I think. So 97. Yeah, maybe Forest or Sheffield United.
Oh, so you do remember that night?
No, I don't remember any of that.
No,
night.
you were that drunk. That's disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
Can I just tell you, it's a good 4 hours from Swansea. But you get
Mate,
you get the ferry from Holyhead.
It's amazing the effort you'll make to go to the Piranha Lounge, isn't it? It's amazing.
Do you know that? You get on the ferry at Holyhead. Takes you across.
I don't care, mate. You better. Listen, we'll find out a bit more about the Piranha Club and Lounge, all right? 03717223344. He's Dean Saunders. I'm Jason Kenny. While listening to the Sports One. If you want to tune in now, go to YouTube, the talkSPORT YouTube channel. Adam and his buddies, who have just come back from. You ever Selhurst Park? You ever Selhurst Park? Where? It doesn't matter where they were. We're going to find out. The boys are here. This is what we do at talkSPORT and the Sports Bar. We give the fans the voice right here, live on the Sports Bar.
You say that you love me.
Hello, good evening. You are listening to the Sports Bar here on talkSPORT. I'm Jason Kenny alongside Dean Saunders. Still to come, the midnight train. 037172233. No sport, no politics, no religion, nothing too serious. Other than that, anything goes. That will be coming up in around about 40 minutes' time at first. About 15 minutes ago, we got a call from Adam, the Palace fan, who called us on the way from the pub across the road. And we told him he may as well just come in. Why are you calling us to a pub? Get yourself in here. 4 of his mates have just rocked up, live on the YouTube channel, live now in the talkSPORT Sports Bar studio. Eagle! Here we go, boys. Listen, Adam, nice to meet you, man. Congratulations. You're having a pint in the pub, and now all of a sudden, look where you are.
Do you know what? We were walking back, so we've been at the Steelyard tonight, and we were walking back, and as I was on hold, I'm thinking, I can see the news building from here. I can see them. They look good from that window.
And now look, so what an unbelievable night for you guys.
Do you know what? There was a phone call just before I got put on hold, and the both of you were saying that this was it bigger, the FA Cup?
Yes, that's right.
Or tonight? And every conversation I've had tonight, I've said this is one of the biggest nights in Palace's history, because this puts forward what we get in, right? So what manager we get, what players we keep, what players we could potentially get.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
On the other hand...
Oh, here we go.
But on the other hand, I also had a conversation with some Palace fans tonight who won this a few years ago and are currently in the Championship.
Oh, that's a very good point. Well, you know what? Now look at us for 10th.
Adam, I think Jason will agree with me. As footballers, when we were kids, I wanted to win the FA Cup.
Sure.
Yeah. I used to watch it every year. And did you? Were you the same?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. We've got the introduction of the Premier League and the Champions League, right? There's obviously levels and financial rewards but as a young kid growing up, the FA Cup was always the most prestigious.
Most difficult to win as well, I think.
Sure.
I think it's more difficult to win the FA Cup than to win this.
Oh, we've been saying every round, every game up until maybe the quarters, semi-finals was absolute dross in the Conference League. Like some of the teams we were coming up against, just low block, 10 men behind the ball, no game to enjoy. No. It wasn't until we got to those later stages that we actually started to go, hang on a minute, this is a game of football. And tonight, it was a game of football.
So listen, let's go around the room. Say your name. So I'm going to point you. I've met you before, but what's your name?
Bjorn.
Bjorn, how are you feeling about today, matey?
Honestly, mate, it's right up there with the FA. I mean, I'm older, so I appreciate the FA Cup like you do.
Yeah.
But the FA Cup put us up one stage. Charity Shield helped that. Now this should help us progress as a club. Hopefully, the board, Parish has done a good job. Hopefully, this pushes up with the new stand and everything else. hopefully this keeps on pushing us, and who knows what's next year.
And give us your name.
I'm Paul.
You're Paul.
I'm the oldest out of the lot.
You're the oldest.
So I'm waiting for us to fall off the cliff. It's unbelievable. FA Cup for me was the biggest.
Yeah.
You know, because I've seen people pass away that never made it to see us lift the FA Cup. So it's huge for us.
By the way, what's the prize money for winning tonight?
Generally, don't know.
Is it a lot of money for the club?
I think it's about 11, 12 million.
Yeah,
I think.
it's not massive.
In total to go to the final.
Right,
and win it all
right, through the rounds and to get there. Right, okay,
it's about 11, 12 million. I think that's what it is.
Well, let's go around the rest of the room. Boys, I'll come with you first, sir, at the end. What, for you, I mean, you look the youngest. You look the youngest of the lot.
I'll take that as a compliment. I'm the same age as Adam. I'm the son of Paul.
Father and son, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent work.
So, so for me, it's been massive. I've grown up. Palace is my dad's life. It's our life, and I know that he's absolutely thrilled. Yeah. FA Cup, now Conference League, Community Shield, 3 cups in a year. It's amazing, and he could never picture it. He's gutted he couldn't be at Leipzig today, but we were already planning our Europa League away trip.
Of course, I'm going to come to you finally. You're
and I'm Alex.
Alex, so this is now the beginning of another European journey next season.
That's it, absolutely. It's a bit of a strange one for me because my dad's a Saints fan.
Right.
So, and it was when I was a lot younger, we met some friends and we went to watch Palace when I was probably young, and the atmosphere, it got me. Like, there's something about it, and it just like I wasn't that into football when I was a bit younger, but the atmosphere just completely caught me. Yeah. So I've just been Palace sort of through and through.
Yeah, lads, here's a question for you. Who's your favourite all-time Crystal Palace player?
Oh. Danny Butterfield. Danny scored the perfect hat trick.
Yeah.
Perfect hat trick. It was good though, wasn't it? No, probably not Danny Butterfield, but that does always come to mind. Townsend was good.
Yeah.
Goal against City, volley.
Yeah.
Absolute
beautiful.
worldie.
Beautiful.
Do you know what? From recent years, Daniel Munoz.
Oh, by the way, I haven't at Chelsea. I mean, do you want to sell him?
Do you know what? I hope not, because I remember seeing Munoz in his debut at Palace at Selhurst. And he came on as a sub in, say, 60th minute. I can't remember who we were playing, but he was electric.
Yeah, he is.
He was at every single
ball. Is that a theory? I'll ask this, it's a general question to all of us now. Is that a fear? Because obviously that everyone knows about Wharton. JP wants to leave. There's other players in there, Lacroix, Munoz. There's a lot of players in there that other teams, and understandably so, will be going, wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a bit concerned this squad might be broken up. We'll come to you, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, winning and getting into Europa League is definitely going to help. Obviously, you've got the bigger boys going in the Champions League. So, but like I say, pushing on Europa League, maybe we've just done enough to keep those, and maybe saying, look, give us one more season. We've done, nobody thought this was possible. So,
helps keep those players.
Yeah, hopefully.
Unless the deal is right, it's going to give you an opportunity.
Yeah.
I think the big thing now will be the manager. The next manager.
Yeah,
what's the clever money? Where are we going on this?
Here I am.
Are you hearing it? I mean, Iraola, I've heard he's linked with Newcastle. He's over in Italy now. Is there?
But there's so many vacancies.
Yeah.
Anyone could pick up anyone now. Especially with us getting into Europa.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be interesting. I think that's a big thing for us.
It wasn't that long ago where the stats come out about Wilfried Zaha. You remember, if he didn't play, you couldn't win a game. Remember?
That haunted us.
Yeah.
When he was injured as well.
He was a big player for us.
Good.
He was a massive player for us.
Yeah.
And
so
to be fair, this isn't just for the players that play today, amazing. But it's been over the last 10 years. The players that have got us to this level and pushed on, and then Joe Ward there today, huge. James Tompkins today was, it's all to do with them players, and then we've just gone to the next level, and hopefully we're not going to fall off that cliff, and we're going to carry on going. Who knows?
Can I jump in there?
Go for it, Ed.
So we spoke. Tompkins was at the Steelyard tonight as a special guest, and I asked him. I said to him, "Did you ever expect Palace to be here tonight?" And he looked at me and he said, "No."
No.
And he said, "But he had a short spell under Glasner. I think he left a couple of months later.
Yeah.
He said he brought in a calibre of players that were just the next level. And he said,
his attitude.
Yeah, and he said Glasner was an absolute drill sergeant. Like,
Yeah,
on the
look,
players.
he's going to be hard to replace here. I'm going to go round right individually now, right? I mean, okay, collectively, Forest, and there's a little bit of an angst between. Look at you all giggled now. Hey, look what's at the Forest, but there was a bit of a problem.
That's why he's on the radio.
There was a bit of an issue with Forest Marinakis too. He's only protecting his own club, I get it, but look where you are now. I mean, you swap places. Now you've got Europa League football.
Yeah. That's the next level, though, isn't it? That's the
Do you know
next
what?
level.
So I phoned in to Sports Bar the day of the FA Cup final.
You said.
And I said to you and Jay that I was worried how we'd get on in the Europa League. Because at that point, we didn't know that we'd be Conference League.
Yeah. Look,
So now, going into Conference
Are you
League,
worried?
we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Are you worried again?
But it was a blessing in disguise, wasn't it? Getting into the Conference League and winning tonight, as it turns out, it was a blessing in disguise. And it might actually be a slower process to becoming that bigger club.
Boys, listen, it's been a pleasure to have you in here. Congratulations. But I'm going to go round individually now, right, and ask you all. You all listen to talkSPORT, right?
Yeah.
Favourite presenter on talkSPORT? Can't you? What do you mean can't say me? Go on. Favourite presenter?
I like Simon Jordan.
Go on, go round.
Simon Jordan.
Is that ever Simon Jordan?
No.
Alan Brazil, and I wish him well.
Oh, Big Al.
Yeah, Big Al.
Simon's not a presenter.
No, he's not. Well, he is. He's a pundit. He's one of us.
After meeting you, Jay, it's got to be you.
Is it me?
After meeting you, it's got to be, innit?
That's a tap in. That one. Go on, who's your
This
favourite?
man here, the storyteller. I love him. Also. He's brilliant. Absolutely love him.
Who's the one? No, I can't ask about least favourite. There's no point.
Hey, lads,
all day long.
seeing as he said I'm the storyteller, right? Villa Park, Crystal Palace. I'm playing for Villa. Crystal Palace. It's 0-0. We've got Chris Coleman and Richard Shaw as centre halves, right?
Yeah.
Horrible to play against. The pair of them like rash. I didn't like playing against either of them. Quick. Chris Coleman I played with the Wales, right? It's 20 minutes to go. It's 0-0. Someone's got down injured. The physio comes on. So I walked up to get the bottle of water off the physio, and as I'm drinking it, I can't get a kick of the ball, right? I'm struggling. I never used to say anything, but I'm going to have to try and talk him off, Chris. So I've gone, as I'm drinking the water, he just come over to me and went, nice stadium this, Dean, innit? Chris said to me, right? I went, yeah. I said, when it's full, magnificent. He goes, yes, good. I said, wait, in a few minutes when I score, they go mad. He went, what do you mean? I said, well, I normally score about now. I went, what is it, 20 minutes to go? I said, yeah, I'll get one in a minute. And then watch, they go mad in the stadium. He goes, you think you're going to score here? He goes, Richard Shaw. I can't tell you what he called me. He said, don't let him score. So I'm thinking to myself, he's going to give a penalty away at some point. Anyway, as the game was going on, I was going to him, 5 minutes, I'll get one. There's 5 minutes to go. He's looking at the clock, and I never scored.
Coming in. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a huge achievement. And, when you win, there's something about winning in Europe that's different from any other trophy because you've done it on foreign soil. So, boys, congratulations.
Well done, lads.
Enjoy your evening. You've been very well behaved. Just before we go, Ads, I know you lost your dad 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And I know you want to just kind of probably pay a little bit of a tribute to him as well, right?
Absolutely. So, well, at the final last year, me and him, we grabbed it's out there at the moment, but there's a little prayer card.
Oh, well.
In my wallet and in his wallet and in many people's wallet who my dad touched, and we got that out at about 87 minutes. And tonight we did exactly the same. Got it out about 87 minutes, and there was a clearance that should never have happened. Like, it was that
It wasn't
they were
Sven
honest,
Larsson,
they were
was it? It
honest.
wasn't Sven Larsson booted it. Started booting it to his own
mate,
goal. That one.
exactly.
Great shot.
Well, no, it was about a minute after that where we thought we were finally safe. And you know what? Like, my dad was big Palace. He's been with Paul for years and years, following the Palace, and it's the reason I'm a Palace fan, obviously. And I know that he would love more than anything seeing us win trophies and the fact that in the last however many months we've won 3.
Yeah, it's mad.
One of them's not a major trophy, whatever, but it's a trophy.
We'll take it.
Yeah. It's a special moment. It's a day out. Like today, we would love to be in Leipzig. We would love to be here, there, and everywhere.
But we wouldn't be
experiencing it properly.
Well, look at this, right?
Exactly.
Look at this.
We'll never forget this, will we?
This, you'll be able to say, tell your kids or tell your grandchildren, whatever you go. Well, the night we won the Conference League, we ended up with Dean Saunders and Jason. Boys, listen.
Well done, lads.
Thanks
for well done.
All I want is Eagles behind me, right? I'm going to try and read this out. Go on, Eagles! Up next, we take 4 Eagles up to the next section. And we look at the Champions League final. You are listening to Sports Bet on talkSPORT. We're talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT Bet app today. 18+, begambleaware.org. Listen, let's get on with the back pages. Barcelona to land Gordon. This is an unbelievable deal. This only broke, as far as I can remember, around today. That's the first time I saw the news, but it's gathered pace. £70 million, says the back page of the Times.
Fantastic move for Anthony Gordon.
Oh, amazing.
It has to be said. Look, I think it's been pretty much known Anthony Gordon would be moving this summer. Eddie Howe he barely played in the back end of the season for Newcastle, and Eddie Howe almost in sort of third. I only want players that I know sort of want to carry on playing for the club. And look, there's some big clubs after him already. Bayern Munich was certainly one of those that were interested, but Barcelona have come in and essentially blown everybody out the water with this deal. About £70 million could go up with add-ons. A fantastic move, medical for Gordon tomorrow. And of course, it's not just about Anthony Gordon, though, this transfer saga, because everyone's now asking, well, where does that leave Marcus Rashford? Of course, Anthony Gordon plays in his position, and Rashford, there was an option for Barcelona to turn his loan from Manchester United into a permanent, only £26 million, I think, that deal would cost. But they've clearly thought, well, we'd rather go with Anthony Gordon for now, and where that leaves Rashford and his future. Clearly, there's no way back for him. You would have thought at Manchester United, he's got 2 years left on his current deal, and he's on big wages there. So it's almost like back to the start. But I feel a bit for Rashford because he seems to do all right at Barcelona. He seems to get a new lease of life again. So hopefully someone will pick him up if he doesn't end up staying at Barcelona.
Simon, I've got to say, I find it a bit strange. Like I just started writing down. Yeah, I just started writing down wingers who are better than him. It's up for debate, right? And I know some of these players you can't get them. Diaz, Salah, Elise, Saka, Trossard, Martinelli, Barcola, PSG's front three. Barcelona can have whoever they want. If you're paying 70 million for a player.
I do find it quite
no
incredible.
Disrespect, he's a good player.
I know, no one's doubting that, but I just find it incredible that Bayern Munich and Barcelona have gone in for Anthony Gordon. There's something about that I can't. It's like I've missed something.
Is it wages?
I don't know. I mean,
that's what I'm thinking.
Have I missed something? I don't know. I'm not sure I totally get it, if I'm honest. But maybe I'm wrong.
Looking at his Newcastle stats, 152 appearances, 39 goals, 28 assists. It's pretty good.
It's decent. It's decent.
It's sort of 1 in 3 sort of goal involvement. I haven't included penalties won in this stat because it felt like he won a penalty almost every other week. But he's a good player. But I think Newcastle, I'm sure, will be delighted. I mean, this is good money for him, and of course they want money in to reinvest in that squad. I think he's done really well, Anthony Gordon. I mean, I must admit, I didn't picture him in a Barcelona shirt, but
just quickly, Simon, would you rather play against Doku or Anthony Gordon? Could you get Doku for 70 million?
No.
Would he be more?
Yeah, he's more. Yeah, get Doku for 70 million.
Yeah, Doku is a different level.
No, he terrifies you, doesn't he, when he's running at you?
Yeah,
I'm like you.
Gordon relies on his pace, doesn't he? Whereas Doku can beat a man with his trick.
Bayern Munich, you're not going to get 2 top clubs like that unless they've done their homework. But we will see. Enzo, get me out of Chelsea, please. Says the back page of the Star. Enzo, it says Enzo Maresca here. It's not Enzo Maresca. Of course, it's Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, so I mean, this story is not the biggest surprise, given it was only a few months ago that Fernandez was banned by Chelsea for a couple of games after flirting rather publicly with sort of saying, I want to live in Madrid, which wasn't the most subtle come and get me plea that I've ever heard. This is also tied in with his contract talks with Chelsea. Clearly, an agreement has not been able to be found, and Fernandes is deciding to look elsewhere. Significantly, Chelsea aren't saying no, but they have put on £120 million price tag on his shoulders, which I think that's asking quite a bit. I think Fernandes has been a good player for Chelsea. There will be debate whether he's been worth £106 million Chelsea paid Benfica for him, and maybe this is a way of the start of the haggling process. Chelsea, who knows? Real Madrid, they're not really the ones these days that go out and spend massive amounts of money. They prefer to get players to wind down their contracts. But Fernandes' contract at Chelsea runs until 2032. But there are certain players, who knows, that perhaps Chelsea could sort of say, well, we wanted to sign Dean Huyson a year ago. It doesn't feel like he's made a massive impact at Real Madrid. Chelsea want a centre-back this summer. Could that be a form of a negotiation where it's kind of, well, okay, Fernandes goes your way and maybe in a separate deal we get Dean Huyson? I'm speculating there because I can't see at this point in time anyone spending £120 million on Fernandes. But the fact that Chelsea aren't saying he's not for sale, I think is very, very telling indeed.
And we can't leave him out, Simon. The Daily Express back page, Palace in Wonderland. They've obviously won the cup tonight. And I'm just thinking, where's that leave the manager and where's it leave some of their best players?
Well, Adam Wharton, what a contrast in weeks he's had. A week ago, he's being left out of the World Cup squad, and now he's sort of man of the match in the Conference League final. Fantastic performance. But look, Palace, Steve Parish was interviewed afterwards, the co-owner, and he was saying, look, we've gone up on a level, we have to try and stay there. It's not going to be easy. There is this surreal scenario of Oliver Glasner, arguably the best Palace manager in their history. He's got to be in the conversation, of course, after winning the FA Cup and the Conference League, something that Palace fans could have only dreamed of only a few years ago, let alone this season. But where does it leave them? Look, they're going to be in Europa League. It's a fantastic achievement, but inevitably they're going to be clubs looking at their players going, well, we fancy some of those. So it's a difficult one for Palace because they're financially they're going to have to sort of almost sell to strengthen, if that makes any sense. But good luck to them. I covered Crystal Palace a very, very long time ago at the start of my career when I had hair and everything, Dina. And they're a great club. Great club, and I'm really happy for them and their fans tonight.
Hey, you can sort that hair out. Ask Jason.
Yeah.
I have asked him, but he said that I think he had to sit in the chair for 9 hours.
Yeah, they're not miracle workers.
9 hours.
I'd have to sit in the chair for 9 weeks, I think.
Small price to pay.
Any other stories that caught your eye, Si?
Well, inevitably, we are going to win big. Back page to the star, Mikel Arteta on the Champions League final, which, can Arsenal make it a hat-trick in terms of English clubs in Europe? Look, they are the underdogs. PSG are the strong favourites, but Arteta quoted saying, talking about his players since they won the title, you can sense the positivity, the confidence on the players and everybody around the club. We have an amazing opportunity to write new history at our football club. And yeah, it would be an extraordinary achievement for Arsenal to follow up a first Premier League title for 22 years with their first ever Champions League win.
Yep.
It's going to be tough because, as we know, Jason, having watched PSG destroy Chelsea over 2 legs, they're a very, very good side.
They are. But Arsenal much better.
See, for me, Simon, that's how you run a football club. That is how you run a football club and get success. You appoint the manager, Arteta. He gets rid of all the bad apples, the bad attitudes.
You've got to allow him to do that, haven't you?
It's took him 6 years, hasn't it? Something like that? 5, 6 years.
You've got to allow him to do that.
And during that time, there's been Arteta out. We're not happy with this, not happy with that. Eventually, every single player has got a good attitude that plays for Arsenal.
Well, you don't work. If you don't work hard, you don't get in his team. Simple as that. Si, you're an angel. Top
Thanks,
man.
Simon.
Catch up soon.